My name is Ian Ormonroyd and you're watching Bantams Small Talk.
In our hearts we always stand together. Here we go now.
So here we are once again at the new launch of Bantams Small Talk here at BCB 106.6 FM. So I'm glad to be back. I'm with Paul Chubb, the manager of Disability FC today. First of all, Paul, thanks for coming in. How are you doing this morning?
No problem, I'm doing alright, thank you.
Right, my first question I'd like to ask you is an update on how things are going with as regards to league games and cup games, please.
Okay, so we've got 4 teams in the South Yorkshire Ability Counts League. We've Amber, Clarets and Diamonds. The Ambers are about halfway up or halfway down, whichever way you want to look at it. They just got knocked out of the cup this weekend. They lost 3-2 to City Knights. The Blues actually finished their league now and they went and won it. As some people were saying, they got to parade the trophy around the pitch at Bradford City. So they did well to win the league. The Clarets are joint top of their league and hoping to go for a cup and league double. Because they're still in the cup, they're in the semi-finals now. And the Diamonds have been battling on in the 4th league, but it's been really hard league because there's been some good teams in that league.
Yeah, for those perhaps wishing to join our club, which is fantastic, and I urge them to join. Can you remind us how they can join us and what's required for them to join this fantastic club?
Okay, if they want to join Bradford City Disability Football Club, all they need to do is go the usual ways like Facebook, Twitter. We have a website, which is an obvious one. It's bradfordcitydfc.co.uk. If you go on there's all the times of training and all the contact details of me and Jamie usually. If you want to come and join, you're more than welcome.
And obviously, what else can people expect apart from just playing football? We get up to basically other activities, don't we? We do social
Well, we
events.
do. We obviously got away days at Bradford City, so we go to most of the local games, and sometimes if it's a big game, we might travel a little bit further. So, like we went to Sunderland on Boxing Day, we took a minibus full. We have social events, we have Christmas parties, presentation nights. If players have birthdays and they're all friends and we all go somewhere, maybe to Toby Carvery for something to eat, or maybe go to the cinema or 10-pin bowling. Obviously on New Year's Eve we all went 10-pin bowling in Shipley, which was a great night for everybody. Yeah,
it was. And obviously, speaking of yourself, Paul, what is your favourite memory of Bradford City Disability Club so far, and why? What's your most memorable moment?
Well, I suppose the obvious one is the ladies team getting to the final of the People's Cup. But also on that day, the juniors got to the People's Cup finals and they lost in the semi-finals. And they've lost for the last 2 years in the semi-finals. So that's one of the highlights that the junior team has done so well. But obviously the ladies getting to the final with a highlight. We go to Holland and we took the junior team to Holland and they won their tournament. So things like that are all highlights. It's usually winning it that makes all the difference.
Yeah, and talking of our first team, actually, I've been asking people have been saying different stuff. Why do you think we're having different mixed performances at the moment, and do you think we can avoid relegation? I still think we can do it, but after Saturday, I don't know what's happened.
It's hard to work out, isn't it? Because we were so good in December, we won all them games, and we thought, oh, this is it, we're easily out. In fact, some people were talking about playoffs, which were a bit ridiculous, really. The last 2 games we've just gone back downhill, but we have played 2 good teams, I think. Barnsley, a good championship team, and Southend's new players did make a big difference on the Saturday, but Bradford were poor.
Yep, and obviously if we do go down, it'd be absolutely devastated, but I always think it's important, as Ian agreed with me when I just interviewed him earlier, which we will put that interview up as soon as we can. He agreed that the majority of fans will stick behind the club and will be here next year. And how important do you think that is, and do you think we could bounce straight back up like Coventry did?
Well, hopefully we won't get relegated, but true fans stick by the club whatever, don't they, whether you're up or down, whether you're in the cup final, whether you're not in the cup final. It's hard, it was hard up to December, going to the games when we were getting absolutely paggered every game and there were no hope really. And all of a sudden we won them 3 or 4 games on the trot and you're thinking, oh, we're going to stay up. So you've got to support your club through thick and thin, haven't you? You've got to be there for them. That's what being a supporter is, that's the word supporting means, isn't it?
It is. And sticking with City, who's your favourite current player? Mine's Jack Penn.
Yeah, Jack Penn's the obvious choice, isn't he? He scores a goal, sets up the goals, so yeah, I'd say Jack Penn as well. He's my favourite player.
And have you actually got any nominations for the Bradford Sports Awards that'll be coming up soon?
Yes, we're lucky. We've had 2 nominations. We've been nominated for the Amateur Club of the Year for the Bradford City Ladies that got to the final, and for the highlight of the year, which was obviously the Bradford City Ladies again, and Jamie did the Twitter page that was on the FA website. It had over 80,000 views. You know, she nearly burst into tears, didn't she? She was that happy that we got so far. We've done so well.
Yep, and obviously talking about Jamie Joe Shaw, what do you think of Jamie? I think she's absolutely amazing. So if you're listening to Jamie, this is for you.
Yeah, she's an amazing woman, isn't she? She's a big help. In fact, she probably does more than what I do at the moment with the football club. I do mostly the football side, but Jamie does all the organising. We're going to Holland again in June, and she's already up and going with that. She's booked everything, the hotel, the ferry, the coach. She's sent out newsletters to let everybody know where we're going, where we're going to be each time. So she's just an amazing woman, isn't she, and what she does. We all really appreciate what she does.
She's like a family member, really.
She is. She looks after everybody. Anyone who's got any problems outside of football, and we try and help and deal with things if we can. If we can help, we will do. That's what we're there for.
Yep, and for yourself, what's it feel like to be involved with, obviously, not just Bradford City DFC, but the full club? And what's it like working down at Valley Parade when you're down there?
Well, I've worked at the football club for 18 years now, and I work in schools, coaching children. We do football courses. We do different projects. We just did an ex-vets one where some ex-soldiers came along and we took them to different places. Obviously, the disability club is my thing, so that's what I enjoy the most. But yeah, I love being involved with the club. I love being part of the club, and luckily I got to be the unsung hero 2 or 3 years ago, which was nice recognition of the work that I've done. So yes, I love being part of Bradford City.
And we'll just, I think we've time to fit one more quick question, and we'll not written down. But obviously going back, join us in when we were playing well. Which was the most impressive win when we've been like with the Rochdale win or what?
Well, yeah, I went to Rochdale. We won 4-0. It was just a stroll in the park. It could have been 6 or 7, wasn't it? And it's an away day. I always enjoy away days more than a home game because it's something to remember. You remember the trip there or the trip back, or where you actually stood in the ground if you're at the side or if you're at the back. So I think the Rochdale were the highlight, really. And I just didn't think there was any going backwards from there, but it's just gone downhill for the last couple of years.
I'd say the only thing that really sparked was there seemed to be a bit of trouble at that ground, and what sort of the club could be maybe have been investigated, but the club shouldn't be. It should just be the people that caused the trouble that day.
That's it, that's true, yeah. You should be really taking flares into a ground, should you? It don't matter who you are, really, you know what I mean? And people that have seen it should really report them so then they don't get a chance to do it again, but that's for the club to deal with it, and the Football League are dealing with it as well. Yeah,
you're right there. So basically that's it for this edition of Bantams Small Talk. I am hoping to extend the show within the March area. Might be getting up to 30 minutes, but until then, I've enjoyed doing it. And the next edition will be with Ian Almonride. So thanks, guys. Thanks for coming for today.
Thank you, no problem, Nick. Thanks for having me. Cheers.
My name is Ian Almonride, and you're watching Bantams Small Talk.